Good morning, Year 8. Welcome to week 3. On this beautiful sunny Tuesday afternoon, I want to ask, why is it important to look to our future now more than ever? So that you can have a think about that. And you've got an image of the light at the end of the tunnel there, so have a think about that before we move on. So this image is striking because the light at the end of the tunnel, many people think that, the light at the end of the tunnel is an illusion, but the light at the end of the tunnel isn't. The tunnel itself is. No one is really in a tunnel. There's no tunnel around us right now. And how we get to the end of this period is entirely up to us. Many of us are struggling with the new reality of where we are, but it will end. It's something very important to remember. Soon enough, we'll be able to look back at it and think, well, how did we handle ourselves? How did we handle it? What did we do? Did we do everything we needed to do, or did we use it as an excuse? Did you do your best for yourself? Did you develop as much as you could? I'm not suggesting everyone should learn a new instrument, but did you do the things you needed to do in order to succeed? So perhaps the last great event that happened in London, which caused so much angst for so many people, was the Blitz in 1940 in World War II. So here's an image of some children sitting outside their home, which has been demolished by a bomb. And this image captures the massive scale that London has had to deal with in terms of the damage to all these buildings. And it would have been pretty galling to sit and look out of your window and see this, knowing that it could be your house next. And the anxiety you can imagine that those people went through is pretty astounding. So here's a very famous photograph of the area around St. Paul's Cathedral. Now, St. Paul's Cathedral miraculously survived the attacks on London every night, and you can see a lot of the area around it is very badly damaged. So that whole area of London, if you've been there recently, you'll know it looks very different today, and that's the point of looking at these old photographs, because I want you to be thinking, how can we get through this current crisis so that we come out better and stronger, just like our previous generations did at the end of World War II? So you can see the area around St. Paul's now. Obviously, the building itself has been cleaned, been repaired. You've got newer buildings all around it, and you've got the heart of London, the financial heart of London, in the background there. So London has risen from the ashes in this image here, and I want you to think of yourself as someone that can do the same throughout and after this lockdown crisis, because it will end. And when you come back into the world, it's going to be the case that you've got all those opportunities waiting for you. So small steps forward in planning and thinking about how you're going to spend that time and what you're really going to try and get out of it, that will really help to get you through this so that you can make a success of yourself when you come out. Now, unfortunately, those slides and what I've been saying to you has led up to this. This is evidence that we are not showing our best yet, guys. As a Year 8 group, we are not showing the best side of ourselves, because in week 1, so 2 weeks ago, of all the students in the year groups, we had the highest percentages of students in red and the lowest percentage of students in green, and unfortunately that is still true this week. So looking at the work we submitted last week, we only had 19% in red, which is actually better than the week before, but we still only have 11% in green. So there are too few of us submitting the work that we need to be submitting, and there are too many of us perhaps thinking of this lockdown and the school closure as an excuse to not do what we've been asked to do. Now, that can't continue, guys, because what it means is every other year group will be further in their studies than you will when you go back to school. Now, that's something we must avoid. Year 9 is a very important year, and you simply cannot go into Year 9 having missed so much work and forgotten so many skills, because you're setting yourself at a serious disadvantage. And if you think about it this way, we are not the only school in lockdown, but I can almost guarantee you there are many, many schools out there where these statistics are not being seen. Your year group, only 70% in the amber and 19% in the red. That's not good enough, guys. We really must improve this. So how are we doing in the tutor groups? Well, with the lowest number of students in the red is LOR, so congratulations to you. And the highest number of greens is ASE, so well done to you. So as I've said, guys, change is often very good in the long term, although what brings it about is often hard. And we're obviously all going through a time at the moment. But how will all of what's going on, how will it affect you? How will you learn and improve? And I really want to see an improvement from those grades and those statistics that you saw on the previous slide. So it's not really fair for me to tell you what I expect without giving you some help. How? So if you watch this video, it shows you how you can achieve your goals if you focus on the small steps. Now for you guys, it might be going to bed a bit earlier. Many of you are submitting work far too late. One student submitted work at 10:30 at night last week. Now that's the time you should be in bed, guys. Lockdown does not mean that all your patterns have to change completely. So maybe that's one of your steps you could focus on, going to bed on time. Maybe another one could be setting yourself a deadline. Have a watch of this video and see what steps you can set for yourself. And hopefully we'll get to this point. Taking each planned step forward after watching that video, hopefully we can all rise to the challenge of getting out of this with a respectable amount of progress. So a quick shout out to those who are already doing exactly what we've been asking you to do. So these guys have green work submissions for last week, so well done to Path, Sunny, Mufle, Cameron, Zach, Kieran, Ryan, Maya, Samim, Laura, Zane, Tahir, Cyron, Kuba, Sierra, Eva and Owen. Fantastic effort, guys. So it wouldn't be a year 8 assembly without the lucky 7, so let's go through them. Which element is iron or lead? What is the name of Boris Johnson's new son? I want all the names, please. 3. Where does he say the name Nick came from? So that's one clue for question 2. Where does he say the name Nick came from? 4. What did the US Navy confirm as real last week? I think it's fascinating. What did the US Navy confirm was real last week? 5. What's the name of the force keeping us on the ground? You drop an apple, it hits you on the head. What's that force? 6. Dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus Rex had feathers, true or false? 7. What was the final sum of money raised by Captain Tom for the NHS? And finally, year 8, I just want to leave you with this message, a positive one, and this is from Captain Tom himself. He did say, the sun will shine on you again and the clouds will go away. And I want you to remember that. So linking back to the light at the end of the tunnel, look forward to what you can achieve once all of this is over and think about the steps you'll need to take in order to succeed personally.